I don't know why the screen is so dark. I guess that's better. Hola! I see everybody signing in. Vegan Savage, what's up? Angie, you're welcome. You're very, very welcome. This is my first ever live stream, so I'm pretty excited. Corey, I'm not gonna try and say hi to all of y'all, man. It's too many of y'all. Look at all this. It's about 100 of y'all all signing on at the same time. I can't say hi to everybody. David. You guys can hear me okay? You don't understand how to get the bracelets. You just got to go to the website. You got to go to the website to get the bracelets. Hold on. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go get a bracelet so I can do a shameless plug real quick. Y'all ready for the shameless plug? These bracelets just came out today. This is actually a prototype. The ones I'm having sent out for you guys are a little bit different, but is that upside down? It's not gonna focus on it. All right, the camera's not gonna focus on it, but you can see that they're extremely beautiful bracelets. The bracelets are on the website, and I'm gonna see if I could put the link in the chat for you guys. I've already had a couple people order them. And as I mentioned before, they're limited supply right now. So if you want one, grab one, and don't be complaining later if you didn't get one or you got to wait or it's on back order, because I warned you. You see how I'm trying to create hype over the bracelets? It took me about 3 months to, get everything. I got a custom medallion made, and yep. Here's the link right here. I'm gonna add it to the chat. You guys can check the bracelets out if you want to grab one. I'm wearing one of the Healthy Alternative shirts, as you can see. Just for clarity, these shirts are on Spreadshirt. You can find that in the description box of any of the videos that I've got up. It's a link that'll take you right to the shirts. I've got like 4 different designs. And then I've got another, I'm doing some more shirts on Teespring, and you can find those right underneath any video that you watch on my channel. It'll have the store. It'll just have the store down there. All right, guys, so let's get into this. I'm doing extremely well. I'm on the 7th day of my water fast. And for those of you who don't know already, I've been performing what I call summer therapies. So I've been doing a round of fasting, different forms of fasting. I started off with juice fasting, which I've never done before. And that was that was a good experience. I'm glad that I did that. And then I did throw some dry fasting in there. And I'm excited because for any of you guys who have been with me for a while, I don't really like talking about things I haven't actually done myself. So I will be talking about dry fasting in more detail later on this summer when I go over all my summer therapies. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Dry fasting is amazing. So I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, but just to, keep it 100 with you guys, I want to make sure I'm doing these things for myself. No, I don't have a variety of bracelets. There's just one bracelet on there. You, guys, like it's a lot of work for me putting this stuff together, and I don't want to get in over my head. So I figured I'd keep it simple with the bracelets. With the shirts, I've got a company I'm working with, which helps me manufacture the shirts, and I can do a lot more. But I told you guys, like on the video earlier today, I got another product coming out, and I'm really, really excited about that one. And I'm going to be asking you guys to support that one because it's going to require a large investment from me, but I think it's going to help us tremendously. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. Yeah, this is going to be the first of many live streams. So far, so good. We've got about 150 people on right now. So I'm going to do different times and different days to see, where I can get the most people. Or I might just do, I might do a rolling schedule where I do it on Sunday, then I do it on Wednesday the next month, then I do it on a Friday so that everybody can get an opportunity to interact. Okay, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. I'm not used to these chats. I'm gonna try and get some questions. Let's see. Always, Elena. I'm struggling with binge eating. I keep falling off the vegan wagon. Okay, so let's start there. If you're struggling with binge eating seems to be a huge topic for a lot of people. I'm not going to be, I personally don't have like the addictive personality thing. Like for me, it's really easy for me to like just completely cut stuff off cold turkey. And I understand that that's not the truth for a lot of people. One of the things that helped me out throughout this entire process is literally learning about the foods that I'm eating. Okay. If you take the time to really research the foods that you're eating, I think personally, it you to stop eating them. I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. All right. A couple weeks ago, I was at work and one of my coworkers was talking about how one of his African friends was literally, and it's late night, so hopefully you don't got none of your kids on right now. But literally, one of his friends was eating a goat penis. Okay, I guess he fried it up or something like that, and so my friend's like, "Dude, what is it? What are you eating?" And he's like, "Oh, it's goat penis. You want some?" And my coworker's like, "No, dude, no, I don't want, I don't want to eat it." He's like, "Oh, it's good, man." So anyway, he continues telling me the story, and eventually I'm just like, I said, Casey, you've eaten pig penis before. I said, you've eaten animal penis before. And he's like, no, Chris, I've never done that. And I'm like, yeah, you have, because a hot dog is literally all of the leftover meat from an animal ground up. I mean, they grind it up. There's this whole elaborate process they take it through, but it's eyes, it's brains, it's whatever is left over that they didn't use for the prime cuts and things like that. They grind it all up and they put it in a hot dog. Okay, and that's what you're eating. That's a hot dog. That's your sausages. That's your ground beefs. You cannot trust a company to say, okay, this is X amount of ground beef. This is 100% ground beef, or this is 80% ground beef, and think it's going to be 100% correct. Even a company who maybe is trying to do right by their customers, which I don't really know of any, but let's just say there is a magical company that's trying to do right by their customers. There's still going to be cross contamination between the different meats. So if you look at a hot dog as an animal's genitals ground up, okay, an animal's breasts ground up, an animal's eyes, an animal's brain, an animal's tail. If you look at a hot dog that way, I bet you'll be less likely to want to eat it. We have to start looking at the foods, like they are. It's garbage. It's processed garbage. It's trash. And so this is the reason why we're getting so sick, because they'll take that meat, they'll grind it all up, and then they'll use ammonia and they'll use artificial flavoring and they'll do all these things to it to make it palatable and to make it edible, because it's garbage. And that's what we're eating. And then we throw our condiments on it, our ketchup and our mustard and our relish, and we go have a barbecue and we have a good old time. And then we wonder why we have diabetes, and we wonder why, we have heart disease. Right? It's not that hard to figure out. We're eating garbage. So also what'll help you a lot with, you know, the foods, the different foods that you're eating and when you're falling off the wagon is fasting, right? Fasting helps you a lot. One of the members in the group, he's over 500 pounds right now. I can't remember his name, but I watch his videos every day, and he's been, you know, sharing his journey with the group. And today he was talking about, I think he's on day 7. He's talking about how he ate a piece of bread. He didn't swallow it, but he ate it. His plan was to eat the bread. And because he had been fasting for the past 6 days, he was able to taste the chemicals in the food. And that's one of the things that helped me out a lot too, is I could literally taste the chemicals in the food. So if you guys start becoming more aware of things like that, you know, you start fasting, you do it on a regular basis, you start eating real food, start eating fruits and vegetables, drinking your water, you know what I mean? Drink as much water as is comfortable. I don't want you guys overdoing it with the water, but start early in the morning. Boom. This is one of my water bottles. I keep it by my nightstand. I drink it first thing in the morning. I drink water. You want to get your system lubricated. Stay away from the food until maybe, you know, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. The later, the better. Closer to noon, the better. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next question. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. I don't understand you guys. Oh, man. Man, you got these questions. You know what? I wonder if there's a way to like pop these questions out. Is that a glass water bottle? Yeah, it's a glass water bottle. Uh, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm actually going to be doing a video about water, and I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what I do with my water. But it's that particular glass, it filters different spectrums of light. So one of the things that the I'm all about water. Like water is everything. If you guys don't know about water, I've done a few videos on water, but I will be doing some more videos on water, and we'll be talking about it a little bit more later on this summer. But water is literally everything. Water is not just H2O. It's not what we've been taught it is. It's dynamic in ways that I personally had never comprehended. For example, did you know water has a fourth state? Okay, you've got your solid, your liquid, your gas, but water has a fourth state. Okay, it's more like it's like a gelatin state almost. It's water is insane. Okay, so we have to be very careful about the water we drink. That's the reason why they go through so much trouble to poison our water. You know, even right now, my tap water is poisoned, and I'm working on putting together a system together in my house that will purify the water and energize the water so that the water is safe to shower in and, you know, wash vegetables and clothes and stuff in. And I'm getting close. I'm getting really close, and that's something I'm going to be sharing with you guys later on this summer too. Once I get it all down, and I'm gonna be honest with you up front, it's going to cost a few dollars, you know, but it's worth it. The systems that I'm looking at, they're not something that you have to necessarily be replacing, and filters and stuff. It's on a different level. So I'll be really excited to share that with you guys soon. What brand of water do I drink? I drink Sun Water. Chris James Sun Water. I should start. I should make some water. If I thought it would help, I really would consider starting a water company. But it's not going to help. One of the things about water that you guys need to realize is that it's sensitive. So when you structure water and you energize water, if you have negative thoughts, you will start to contaminate the water. That's how sensitive water is. If you guys think I'm lying, go look up Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto has done many different experiments on water, the effects of negative and positive energy on water, and even the effects of water on other elements. Like he did a rice experiment, and we were looking at pretty much he took 3 beakers of rice and he poured water in the beakers just to cover the rice. And he said, thank you to one beaker. He said, I hate you to another beaker. And to the third beaker, which was like a control beaker, he ignored it. Okay. And over the period of a month, I believe it was, he just observed what happened to each beaker. And oddly enough, one beaker, the rice created a very sweet fragrance. It was a pretty color, the mold and whatever. It developed in a completely different way than the other beaker, which was dark and black and smelly and what you would consider, your typical mold. And then, of course, the control beaker was like green or something like that. So it's really amazing how our words, affect the things around us, our words and our thoughts. And that's why I've told you guys before, you got to be very careful what you call your children. Even out of anger or frustration, you have to be very careful what you call your children. Hey, stupid, come here. Oh, you're an idiot. Don't say stuff like that. One of my best friends was talked down to all of his life, and his mom, loves him and everything like that. It wasn't anything like that, but that's just how she talked to him. And now that he's a man, he's got all these issues because he was constantly told how stupid he was, how he'll never be anything and all this stuff. So you guys got to be careful with what you say. Your words, your intentions, your thoughts, all that stuff matters so much. Wow, honey, I'm going to answer your question real quick. How does Patreon work? Patreon is a crowdfunding platform that allows you to support creators, and pretty much you can buy what's called reward tiers. The reward tiers are rewards that the creator comes up with, and it's basically like there's a transaction between you and the creator. So you donate $5 or you pay $5, and for that $5, the creator gives you access to special content, early release stuff, whatever. And I've got a few things on Patreon, and I'll release information about Patreon later on. I'm working on more reward tiers and things like that. All right, let's look at another question. I'm glad you guys like the shirts, Sean. I love the shirts. Yep, the world was spoken into creation. Even outside of Christianity, if you guys look at other cultures, they all believe that the world was spoken into creation. It was a vibration, or it was, words or something along those lines. Okay, my thoughts on using essential oils during a water fast. My thoughts are that, okay, first of all, you guys know the skin breathes, okay? I've said that in a couple of videos, but for those of you who haven't seen it, the skin breathes. So it's very important that you're very cautious about what you put on your skin. When you're fasting, the goal of fasting is to pretty much keep everything out of your mouth, because what you're trying to do is keep your body from activating the digestive system. That's the goal of fasting. So when you guys, are asking about putting stuff in your water, and I'm telling you no, the reason I'm telling you no is it's not about the fact that it doesn't have calories in it. It's not about the fact that it's going to be super detrimental to you or it's bad for you. It's the fact that the whole goal of fasting is to keep your digestion system from activating, because the digestive system utilizes 50 to 80% of your daily energy supply for digesting food. So when you're not using that energy for digesting food, you're using that energy for healing. That's the reason why fasting is so powerful, is because it's all it's doing is reallocating energy. So when you're talking about putting something on your skin, something like an essential oil or something like that, I don't think that has any effect on your digestive system. When you put something in your mouth, though, that activates the digestive system. And I've said this before, the more clean you guys get, the more pure your body becomes. You'll realize that your body will start reacting to food before you ever swallow it. Your body will react to food just smelling food. That's why a lot of people who have talked about when they smell food, when it's like they feel like they're satiated somehow just by smelling it. Your starting process is in your body. Your body is highly intelligent, and it knows that you can grab something and within seconds it's down the hatch. So guess what? The stomach has to have an environment conducive to breaking down that food, right? So it smells something, it analyzes it, it starts producing, it starts regulating. Now, don't go hard. I'm not saying that you can't smell food when you're on your fast. That's ridiculous. Okay, guys, don't misunderstand me. But what I'm saying is, if you put something in your mouth, let's say you start chewing gum, or you put some lemon in your water or something. You do infused fruit in your water, something like that. It will activate your digestive system to a degree, you know, and your body will have to stop its fasting process. It'll have to stop and digest that stuff. Even water, excuse me, even tap water. Tap water is terrible for you. There's a reason why I've been telling you guys don't use tap water. Tap water, you can find anywhere from 80 to 200 chemicals in your tap water. 80 to 200 chemicals. It's supposed to be H2O. You know, of course, they put a little chlorine in there, and they put a little um, I don't know, arsenic and just all kinds of crazy stuff, fluoride and all this crazy stuff. They rocket fuel. There's all kinds of weird stuff you can find in your you know, heavy metals. And your body's got to break all that stuff down. It's like you're putting toxins in while you're trying to flush toxins out. It's a little counterproductive. So in order to help the body out, I tell you guys, get yourself some distilled water. Okay, so here's my water. This is what I do. I bought a distiller online on Amazon. It's a mega home distiller. Nothing special about it except that it's a more expensive distiller. It distills the water a little bit slower. You get a more pure taste out of it. And I've got a couple videos where I talk about how to distill the water and make sure the water tastes good. All right. From there, I transfer it to a plastic or to a glass jar. When I was doing my original flushes, I got these huge apple jars, you know, apple juice jars. So I put the water in the apple juice jar. I set it out in the sun with a cork in it. Okay. What I've just done is I've eliminated all metal, all plastic, and everything from the entire process of my water. I set it outside for at least a day. So that's anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of sunlight, depending, maybe 4 hours. If I'm getting partial sun, or if it's half a day, I'll set it up for 2. That gets sunlight as well, and that's how you energize your water. Days or 3 days. Back in the day, I used to sit it out there for an entire week, so I had 6 jars that I would rotate in and out, and it would be out there for a whole week. And then I transfer that to another jar that I have sitting on my windowsill right here, and you drink that. It's the most delicious water you've ever had. You will notice that if your water has a funny taste, when you set it out in the sun, that funny taste will go away because of the power of the sun. The sun has the ability to break down chemical compounds, especially harmful chemical compounds. That's what it does. It's a purifier, right? So it's going to purify the water. So for those of you who can't distill your water, it's still good to put your water outside in the sunlight. Go ahead, put your tap water outside in the sunlight in a completely glass jar. And let it sit out there for a day or two, and you will notice a difference in the taste of water. I remember before I started down this health path, my girlfriend at the time was, you know, I only drink bottled water and da da. I'm like, oh, you bougie, you know what I mean? I drink it straight out the tap. There ain't no difference. Water is water. I was wrong. And water has a different taste. And it's very important when you're fasting to get the most pure water, because it's gonna benefit you at the end of the day, right? Now, if you guys are doing a water fast, you want to be drinking about 1 gallon of water a day. And the way you get 1 gallon of water a day in is by starting early in the morning and drinking water throughout the entire day. Okay, you're just going to drink it all day long. You're going to sip slowly all day long. Don't try and bang water out, you know, in, you know, a couple of hours. Drink it from 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. whenever you wake up to 10 p.m. whenever you go to sleep. All right. Hopefully I answered that question. I get off on tangents. Y'all trying to get me to go off on tangents. Let's see if I got another question in here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Besides drinking sun water, how long should we? All right, so the sun, okay, I haven't done this video yet. The sun is everything. The sun is our energy source. For those of you who have been with me long enough, you know that I promote the sun a lot. When you're fasting, it's really good. It's a good idea to try to get yourself about 30 minutes of sun every day. Interesting thing about the sun actually, the skin will absorb sunlight and produce vitamin D. With, I think it's 20 minutes in the sun produces like 2,000% of your daily value of vitamin D. All right. And I thought that was very interesting, because it's like, okay, well, why does the body produce vitamin D in such a large quantity if, you know, mainstream science is saying we only need 2,000 or I'm not, if the mainstream science is saying we only need X amount of vitamin D per day to be healthy, why does our body create it in such excess? And one of the things I found when I was researching water actually is that the sunlight mixes with your cholesterol, right? Because they try to there's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. Okay, I don't know. They're always making new stuff up, but there's good stuff, cholesterol and bad cholesterol. Um, but the cholesterol mixes with the sunlight, and it will create the hormone vitamin D, which it's a hormone. And so you want to get yourself about 30 minutes of sunlight. Go out of your way. Go out of your way to get sunlight. Sun is good for you. One of the reasons they demonize the sun is because it's so good for you. Remember, we live in a world that's completely backwards. Everything that we're taught is almost completely reverse of what the truth is. So the fact that they're telling you, oh, the sun's bad for you, causes cancer, that lets you know that the sun is good for you, and it probably has the ability to heal cancer. And that's where I'm at right now. And I know some of you guys are like, oh, Chris is crazy, he's whatever. You can call me crazy all you want. The reality is that I've done a lot more research on the topic than you probably have, because and that's not a slight. It's just that I literally dedicated, months and hours and to researching this stuff in depth. And I wanted to I researched the research. It's one of my favorite things to tell people, yo, research the research. So these doctors and these PhDs who are providing this information, research their background, research the intentions, follow the money, who's funding these studies. All right. And when you read this stuff and you see the scandals and you see all the manipulation, and you start following the money, you see, okay, there's motivation behind these studies coming out a certain way. So 30 minutes of sunlight. Sorry, that was a long response. Or get as much as you can. And if your skin is very sensitive to the sun, don't go out in the sun for 30 minutes. Okay, give your body a time to adjust, because guess what? Like 22 out of the 24 hours in a day. When you're asleep, you're inside. When you're home from work, you're inside. When you're driving, you're inside. When you're at work, you're inside. Okay, so there's an adjustment period. One of the things I noticed, I think it was last summer, as a matter of fact, I was outside every single day. I was working on I was working in the airfield on a runway, and no shade, nothing, right? So I'm completely exposed to the sun. And what I noticed was I started getting these little bumps all over my arm, and after, I don't know, a week or two, I can't remember the amount of time it took. The bumps went away. My skin had started peeling too. And after that, I had the most beautiful skin that I'd ever had. My color was beautiful and rich. My skin was soft. My face, I was like, yo, this isn't my face. It felt like someone else's face. The sun started detoxing me. No one taught me that. No one needed to tell me that. I experienced it. Okay. And that's what this channel is all about. It's about sharing experiences. This isn't some experiment that someone is doing in a laboratory in a controlled environment. That's not the real world. The information that I'm sharing with you guys are my experiences. They're experiences of my family members and other members of the group, right? And that's what makes it so powerful. All right, let's get another question. Bad breath while fasting. There's not much you could do about bad breath while fasting. I'm sorry, it's just one of them things that you got to deal with. Literally before the live stream, I went up there, I freshened up. I got my beard all, oil, and got my hair, and I brushed my tongue, right? And there was a layer of film on my tongue, and it just is what it is. And I just took the toothbrush, I scraped around in a circular pattern, and I spit it out, and you can see it's discolored. You can see my spit was discolored, and I just kept doing it, lightly. You don't want to be abrasive. I put some water in my mouth, and I add that, and I just brush my tongue off. Okay, simple as that. You might have to do it 2-3 times a day. You might need to take a toothbrush with you to work and do it if it bothers you that much. For me, I've noticed that it actually doesn't, like, my breath doesn't protrude. It's not like, I'm talking and someone next door to me or, sitting next to me can smell it. It's really more internally. It's really something that I could just taste more than someone can smell. That's been my experience. I know a lot of you guys are concerned with being in environments where you're working with a lot of different people, and you feel like you got to talk to people and your breath needs to be fresh. Look, what's more important? What is more important? You getting healthy, you beating this disease, whatever, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, whatever it is you're dealing with, or your breath being fresh for a meeting. Like, we have to stop. Like, what's more important? None of that stuff's going to matter if you're dead. So sometimes we got to bite the bullet. That's just the reality of it. Prioritize your health. Prioritize your health. And I say this all the time. Health is wealth. It doesn't matter how much money you have if you're on your deathbed dying of cancer. That it doesn't matter. Ask any billionaire on their deathbed in their 60s, dying of a heart disease or something, how much their money means to them. It doesn't mean anything because they're dying and they're going to be dead, and that money won't be anything. Health is wealth. Happiness is wealth. Let's find another question. Hunger pangs. All right. It's interesting with fasting. Everybody's experience is unique, okay? I came up with this quote. I thought it was so amazing. Fasting is like a fingerprint. Every fingerprint is unique. Every experience is unique. Not one fingerprint is the same as another. So it's hard for people to really say, hey, this is what you're going to experience for sure, right? I've had people who are like morbidly obese start fasting and they never experience any hunger pains. Then I've had slender people who are underweight. All right, I'm underweight, guys. I want you to know that right now. All right, I'm 160 pounds. I'm underweight. Look at my skin. My skin looks so good. Are my eyes sunken in? Do I look sick? Do I look unhealthy? I'm slender, yes. Association. I don't know what they're called. The doctors. Okay, according to the doctors, I'm experience hunger pains. Then you've got people who, in both categories do experience hunger pains. So sometimes it's one of the things where you start off really hungry. What I typically find is my first 3 days are more difficult. And then over a period of a time, maybe between 5 and 8 days, it gets pretty easy. Like right now, I'm not hungry at all. Oh, I will be eating soon though. I will be eating soon because I'm only doing 7 days and my 7 days is just about up. But I'm not hungry. It's not like, oh God, I can't. The only time it really gets me is when I'm at work. When I'm at work and my energy is low. But the hunger pains is more mind over matter than anything else. Oh, and also, I'm going to tell you guys right now, okay, I've done a couple of videos talking about prepping for your fast. One of the ways that you can help mitigate the hunger pangs is prepping for your fast. Everybody who wants to eat pizza and wings and hamburgers and ice cream and soda and eat all this horrible stuff before their fast because they're like, I'm about to go on this fast, so I'm going to get it in right now before it's too late because I'm going to be fasting for the next 2 weeks, a month, whatever. And so what ends up happening is you're setting yourself up for failure. If you do a flush, I know you guys, and you know about the flush. If you do a flush, the Andreas Moritz flush, liver flush, and if you eat mainly fruits before you start your fast, I would recommend 5 days before you start your fast. You will have a much easier fasting experience. Drink fruit juice and water only. Cut the coffee out, cut the tea out, cut the soda out 5 to 7 days before you start your fast. Cut the pizza out, cut the wings out. Don't eat meat, don't eat dairy products. 5 to 7 days before your fast. When you go into your fast, you'll see a much easier experience. You'll have a much easier experience. People always ask, Chris, how do you fast so long? Well, I don't eat crap all the time. If you guys know, I eat a 80% alkaline diet, 20% vegetarian diet. So whatever you would consider your traditional vegetarian diet, not a vegan diet, but a vegetarian diet. Now, what I do not eat is I do not eat meat at all, ever. I don't eat meat. I stopped eating meat months ago. But I will eat a traditional vegetarian diet 20% of the time in order to give me the freedom to enjoy, my friends and going out and things like that. But when I'm at home, which I cook, 5-6 days a week, I'm eating a alkaline diet. And that helps a lot. You know, when I go on the fast, it's just not bad. Let's look for another question. Uh, let me see. When you fast, parasites. Elena, you keep asking. I keep getting your questions. All right, I will talk about parasites. Parasites are important. Let's talk about parasites. When I was doing my research, and I would highly suggest. So for you guys who don't know about parasites, especially in America, a large number of Americans are walking around with parasites in some form in their body. Okay, worms, stuff like that. Parasites are terrible. They release neurotoxins. So when you ask me about hunger pangs, when you ask me about the binging, right? When you talk about food addiction, this could literally just be parasites. One of the things that really pissed me off when I was learning about eating healthy and all this stuff was parasites. It was the idea that a bug was controlling my thoughts, my emotions. Okay. One thing that I learned, which was pure gold. Okay, food is a drug. All right, don't let anybody tell you anything different. Food's a drug. Now, the reason it's a drug is because it creates chemical reactions in the body. These chemical reactions could be positive or negative. Okay, that's neither here nor there. That's going to depend on what you're eating. But imagine that you're eating a Snickers bar and you're eating ice cream and you're drinking coffee and you're eating hamburgers and you're eating pizza all the time. All right, these are going to cause negative reactions in the body, chemical reactions in the body. These chemical reactions are going to start replacing natural hormone production, natural balanced chemical production in the body, right? Because you're putting these artificial chemicals in it. Estrogen is one of them. Estrogen's horrible, guys. Learn about estrogen. Estrogen dominance. When you talk about fibroids, you talk about a lot of the different cancers people are getting. Estrogen dominance, the chest fat men get, dominance is huge. Look into what your birth control is doing. Look into what the beauty products that you were putting on our skin, the lipstick, that stuff. Look at the makeup, lotions, soaps. Look into that stuff. All that stuff matters. Your body absorbs all that stuff. All right. And it disrupts the natural chemical composition in your body internally. And that will cause emotions. That's why people can have a poor relationship with food, because the foods they eat, cause them to have they get depressed. You can get depressed. So back to worms, okay? The worms have the ability to release what's called neurotoxins, which are the same toxins you can get from food and other things, and it causes you to crave certain things. So if you're having really a hard time with food addiction and things like that, you might want to look into doing some elimination for worms and things like that. Me personally, what I did was I used the Dr. Sebi herbs. Okay, the Dr. Sebi herbs are designed to restore you on a cellular level. It flushes out the mucus and the plaque and the things that pretty much help incubate these worms and these diseases and things like that. And it breaks that stuff down and it helps flush it out. Now, you can do this naturally with fasting. Don't get me wrong. Don't let anybody ever tell you you need a product to get healthy. It's the reason why I don't really promote products and things on my channel. It's because you don't need it. And what's the point? Okay, a water distiller. Yeah, you want to cleanse your water, but you could do it just with sunlight. You could solar distill your water. But the point is, you don't need the herbs. They just help. And if you have the money and you want to push things along, grab the herbs, grab the Dr. Sebi herbs, fast while you're doing the herbs. That's what I did. I fasted for 14 days while taking the Sebi herb. It flushed me out. And then I had mucus for a month thereafter. It was insane. All right. So no, I don't have a PO box, but I'm actually going to be getting a PO box probably tomorrow. So hit me up if you want to know the PO box, or I'll reach out. Fasting will help flush the worms out because you're starving them. And one of the things too that you guys want to realize, cravings is something that you experience when your body is detoxing. I'm gonna tell you something real cool. When women get pregnant, women crave all kinds of weird stuff, right? what is happening? The body is cleansing, is preparing to promote life, to grow a human being. So the body needs to get as clean as possible. So it starts flushing out all these toxins and chemicals, the hamburgers and all the crap that you've been eating. It flushes out and you start craving it. And what do? We're like, oh baby, I want ice cream and pickles. I want a hamburger. I want chocolate. You start putting all the things you're craving in your body because we don't understand our bodies. It's insane. We don't. We do the complete opposite of what our body wants. We think, oh, I'm craving this. There's something in this item that my body needs. That's the reason I'm craving it. And so therefore, let me go eat it. And then we put the exact thing in that our body is trying to flush out. Okay. And this is what we're being taught. That's why it's so important to start getting healthy. You'll start understanding this stuff. I don't need to read this stuff in a book because I understand how the body works. That's what's so important, right? That's why the health journey is so important. It's not just about losing weight. It's about building a relationship with your body. We don't have a relationship with our bodies. We don't know our bodies. It's like literally, living with somebody for 20 years and never speaking to them, never really going out with them, never really, having good times and bad times and learning them. Okay, this is your brother. Yeah, you've been around them for 20 years, but you don't know them. So we need to take the time to get to know our bodies. That's very important, guys. Take the time to get to know your body. Fasting will definitely help get rid of parasites. You're starving them. You might need to fast for 30 days or 40 days before you start seeing them come out. But the herbs will help a lot. The herbs will definitely help, and the flushes will help. Let's move on. Let's find another question. You always felt the healthiest when you were pregnant. You know why? Because the body is forcing you. Pregnant women say all the time, oh, I lost my appetite when I was pregnant. Why is that? If food is so essential to life and nourishment, and Denise, I know you're gonna be pissed if you're still on, you hear me say this, but if food is so essential to life, and that's our energy source and all this, why would the body lose its appetite when it's pregnant? Why is it when you get sick, when you have the flu, why do you lose your appetite? I'll wait. I'm not gonna read the questions, the comments to see what y'all's answer is. I'll tell you the answer. The answer is because processing food absorbs so much of our natural energy. Okay, the sun is your natural energy source. Don't be fooled. The sun is your natural energy source. What we have the amazing ability to do is we have the amazing ability to absorb energy from the things we eat. That's why eating live stuff is so important, because it's got energy in it. It's got a lot of energy in it. When you eat fruit and you eat vegetables that are fresh off the plant, the tree and stuff like that, it's got a lot of energy in it. And that's what the body utilizes. One of the things I noticed when I came off my long-term fast, and my body was working very well, I eat avocado. And I tell you guys this, the entire avocado came back out. Like I'm used to eating and having a bowel movement, and you're used to seeing what you see. You eat a certain amount, you see a certain amount come out. One of the things I read in one of the books that I really, really love, Man's Higher Consciousness, 1962 by Hilton Hotema, is that we literally process out 100%, or we're supposed to process out of 100% of what we digest. None of the sustenance of what we eat, none of the meat, the flesh of what we eat gets converted into nutrients and stuff like we've been taught. Okay, that's another lie. What happens is the body has the ability to convert, to absorb the energy from that item, and that's what the body utilizes. It doesn't utilize the actual sustenance. That's why in a human being that's really truly healthy, you'll see their bowel movements are huge. What they eat, animals have huge bowel movements, because everything they eat comes out. With us, standard Americans and other people eat standard diets, what happens is a lot of that stuff gets stuck in their intestines. That's why you don't see huge bowel movements. That's where the plaque buildup comes from. That's where the disease starts setting in. So let's see. I've been a vegan for 2 years. I'm just started to fast for weight loss, but I'm craving sugars. Oh, let's talk about bowel movements, because we talked about bowel movements today. I've been getting a lot of questions about bowel movements, and what you all have been taught about irregular bowel movements, it's just wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, it's wrong. All right, sorry. Irregular bowel movements, it doesn't mean anything, right? If your body is healthy, or if your body is working to discharge something toxic, you will have more frequent bowel movements. Period. It doesn't make them irregular. It's like we've been taught. You have one bowel movement a day, up to three a day. Okay, maybe not. It depends on what's going on with you. You shouldn't be afraid of a bowel movement. Having bowel movements is not bad. Okay, having bowel movements does not mean anything bad. If you have diarrhea, okay, what causes you to have diarrhea is bad, right? We're blaming the diarrhea itself. The diarrhea is good. Your body is getting that stuff out. What causes you to have the diarrhea is the problem. So you ate something. Let's say it's ice cream, because ice cream used to give me the bubbly guts. And I got something special coming for you guys soon. I'm going to be working on this amazing ice cream recipe this summer. I already ordered the stuff. I got my juicer. I'm going to be working on this alkaline ice cream recipe. And it might take me a while to perfect it, but it's going to taste delicious. So that's just a side note. But ice cream used to give me the bubbly guts. And guess what? I'd eat some ice cream, and within a couple of hours, I'm in the bathroom, and it would be like soupy, runny. That's good. It's good that my body was getting the toxic chemical out of my system quickly. So if you're having irregular bowel movements, what you need to do is you need to focus on, well, what am I eating? What am I eating? Now, if no matter what you eat, you have irregular bowel movements, or you have soupy bowel movements or whatever, now we're talking about something internally that needs to be repaired. So guess what you need to do? I'm going to give y'all one guess. If you're having irregular bowel movements, no matter what you eat, you're having either blood in your stool, or it's runny, or you're constipated. What do you need to do? Fast. You need to fast. You need to give your system a break, because for 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 15 years, however old you are, your system's been running nonstop, and you need to give your system a break. It will heal very quickly if you give it a break. So when you've got issues with bowels and things like that, your stomach, let's say you got a hole in your stomach, stop eating. Stop eating, guys. Stop eating. Yeah, John's upstairs. But I don't think he's going to be on this one. Spiritual benefits of water fasting. Okay, let's talk a little bit about spiritual benefits of water fasting. All right, now this may not be what you expected to hear, because a lot of time when people ask me about spiritual benefits of water fasting, they expect to hear me talk about relationship with God, and this is going to be a little bit different, right? The relationship that you build with whatever God that you serve, whatever your belief is, that's vital. That's very important. I'm not discounting that. But there's things we overlook when it comes to the spiritual benefits of fasting. For example, this is a simple one. Dreaming, okay? We've been lied to about what dreams are. Dreams are not your subconscious random thoughts, okay? They're not that. I'm sorry, they're just not. And also, when they told you that as you get older, you maybe you don't remember your dreams, or whatever the case may be, but you have them every night, that is a lie. That's not true. Okay. If any of you are familiar with the REM state of sleep, okay, when you get into dreaming, happens in the REM state of sleep. It's a deep sleep. It's a healing sleep. Okay. It's very important that we all reach the REM state of sleep every night. Someone who's healthy will reach the REM state of sleep. I mean, these numbers aren't perfect, but let's say within 40 minutes, you're going to reach the REM state of sleep. Unhealthy people, sometimes they don't reach the REM state of sleep at all, or sometimes you wake up a lot throughout the night. So if you're not sleeping throughout the night, you're disrupting that REM state of sleep. You're not dreaming. You're not healing. All right. So one of the things I noticed when I started fasting was I was reconnected to that spiritual realm, the dream world. The dream world is a spiritual world. It's an energetic world. You guys could say, oh, it's just random subconscious thoughts. But these people who are telling you that have no true understanding of the human body, how it works, and they reject the metaphysical. So for those of you who are spiritual, you understand, there's an energetic realm, there's a spiritual realm, and the dream world is a snapshot of that. And some of you guys are familiar with lucid dreaming and things like that, where you could control yourself in your dream, you're aware, and that's very powerful as well. So one of the things I noticed was my dreams came back. for a decade at least, decade and a half, I didn't have active dreams. Now I have active dreams every single night. And they're good dreams. They're not nightmares or anything like that. They're good dreams. They're sometimes they're uplifting, sometimes they're motivating, sometimes they teach me things. It's amazing to have a good connection and a positive relationship with your dreams. That's something to look forward to. That's something to pay attention to. What else? I was able, okay, I have what in the church they call it the spirit of discernment. All right. It's basically an ability to read people based on their energy. I can very quickly read people that I meet based on their energy. I can read situations very quickly based on their energy. I don't need to talk to them. I can feel vibes from people very strongly. And it makes me a very good judge of character. Well, when I started fasting, I noticed a increase in that ability. I was much more aware of it. Usually I would have to talk to somebody for a couple minutes to get a vibe from them. I was able to start getting vibes from people without even talking to them. All right, this is spiritual. This is where humans have aura fields. Okay, so when you're talking about the spirit or the soul, what we're talking about is an energetic field. It encompasses our body. And depending on, what belief system you use, they call it different things, chakra key, all these different things. But we have the ability to interact with other people's energetic fields, and we can learn things about them from that. And so I was able to, that heightened quite a bit. I mean, it shocked me because I know I was always good at it, but I was doing it in a manner I had never done it before. I was able to learn things through experiences much more quickly. Experience, like if I hear somebody say something, I was able to decipher whether or not there was truth. There was any basis in truth from what someone said. I don't know. It's hard to explain it. It's hard to explain it if you've never really experienced it. But there's a lot of things that happen spiritually, honestly. And also, yes, I did build a more solid connection with God. And that was huge. That was huge. There was things revealed to me that I've been asking for and I never got the answers to. So that was huge as well. Learning more about God and what God is and how God works, and because we've been lied to. I'm telling you, we've been lied to about a lot. God, we've been lied to a lot. Have I tried a raw diet? I have never done a raw diet. I've never done a fully raw diet. I mentioned Patreon earlier on today, okay? One of the reasons why I started Patreon, as you guys know, I do this for free, right? There's no vital information that you ever need from me that I don't give for free. Everything that I do for free. Why do I do everything for free? Because I feel like it's my goal, my duty to help mankind. All right. I want to help the world. That's just what it is. Everything else, the bracelets I make and the shirts, that's just something to sustain me. I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of money off you guys. That's why I don't promote detox teas and all these products and things. I get emails about promoting products and stuff all the time. If I ever promote a product, it will be something I truly believe in, and it'll be something that I think that will help assist you in your journey. And it won't be something you necessarily need, but it will help assist you. But one of the reasons I wanted to get on Patreon is because my goal for this year is to quit my full-time job. I want to do this full-time, right? I want to be able to do live streams more often. I want to be able to do more than one video a week, but I'm a very consistent person. And if I can't be consistent with something, I don't want to do it. So Patreon is a platform that I can use where I can interact very intimately with you all, because on YouTube, there's things I don't like saying. There's things I don't like saying. There's things I don't want to say. I don't want to talk about vaccines as much. I don't want to talk about cancer as much. I don't want to talk about some of the more taboo therapies, things I've learned on YouTube because of the backlash that you get on YouTube. And I will eventually talk about it. I will eventually talk about it, but I feel like I needed to build a strong base first. But on Patreon, I can talk freely because it's a tight-knit community and everyone who's there wants to be there. You know, you're paying to be there. And it supports me. So when I don't have to work anymore, I plan on doing some really fun experiments. Excuse me. I plan on doing a fully raw diet. I plan on finding some recipes that are completely alkaline. For example, I was talking to my friend the other night. Wouldn't it be amazing to have a completely alkaline pizza, something that was healthy, that was very delicious, and pizza that you could eat every day, and it's like it's guilt free, truly guilt-free desserts and things like that. I plan on getting into all of that stuff. And I'll be doing experiments to prove that it's not about nutrition. We've been lied to about nutrition, guys. We've been tricked into believing that we have to actively balance our nutrition all the time. We don't need to do that. The body is self-regulating. I get questions all the time about blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, all these different chemicals that hormones that are supposed to be regulated by the body. The body is self-regulating. We don't need to worry about that. All you need to do is eat the right foods and eat them in whatever quantity you want. Don't be a glutton, but eat them in whatever quantity you want. If you really like mangoes, eat mangoes every day, all day. Eat mangoes every day, all day. Where do you get your B12 from? Where do you get your protein from? I don't know. Is it important? I don't eat a balanced diet. I eat what I like and I eat natural foods. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. That completely contradicts what we have been taught about health and nutrition. Okay? So the other thing you need to realize is, there's a whole big world out there. Every plant and every vegetable doesn't grow everywhere. So, like let's just say, for example, that protein is truly a building block of life and it's necessary to sustain life. I posted this with one of my friends the other day. She's a nurse. I said, well, if protein is a building block of life and it's necessary for life to exist, then that means protein's in everything. Oh, but nobody wants to hear that. And what they say is, oh, well, the protein's in grass and the protein's in vegetables, the protein's and stuff, but our bodies just can't manufacture. It's not a bioavailable. I love the words they come up with. They're very intelligent. It's like a movie. They got scripts and stuff. It's not bioavailable. The cows can get it, but we can't. What? First of all, we are the most dynamic creature on this planet. You're telling me we can't do what a cow can do? Whatever. I don't care. I don't believe it. Okay? Look at the gorilla. The gorilla doesn't eat protein. He doesn't eat meat. But the gorilla is the strongest animal in the jungle. Come on, guys. We got to wake up. They're lying to us. They're tricking us, right? The nutrition industry is a billion-dollar industry. It's a billion-dollar industry. You don't become a billion-dollar industry by telling people the truth. You create a billion-dollar industry by getting repeat customers. You need people coming back, okay? That's why there's all these vitamins and supplements and stuff we don't need. Even with the herbs, we got to be careful with the herbs, right? We're not supposed to be taking herbs every single day. You're not supposed to be sick every day, right? We only use the herbs for the healing, not for just sustaining, not for supplementing. You use the herbs for healing. You eat well. Eat things with high water content. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about supplement B12 protein and all this stuff. Look at me. Look at my skin. One of the things I tell you guys, and I'm not showing off, it has nothing to do with that. I'm telling you guys, when you're listening to somebody, make sure that they are either going the direction you want to go or are already there. Be careful about who you listen to. Even be careful about listening to me. I don't have all the answers. And I don't proclaim to have all the answers, but when I know something, I know it. And if I don't know something, or if I'm not sure about something, you'll know I won't be as confident. I won't let you guys believe I think something is 100% if I don't. You'll know. You can go back to my old videos when I very first started. Just look at me. I look different. Yeah, granted, I was heavier. Okay, and I'm gonna gain some weight back after the summer therapies. I'm going to be starting back in the gym again. One of the things that's cool too, I have these 35-pound weights that I curl, and I use them to kind of measure my strength. And I'd go to the gym. This is back when I was like 220. I'd go to the gym, and I'd stop going to the gym for like 6 months, 8 months, and then I'd pick up my weights and I couldn't curl them. Man, I haven't been in the gym in 8 months and I'm still curling those 35s, no problem. And I'm the smallest I've ever been in my life. People ask me about muscle loss all the time. Chris, am I going to lose muscle when I fast? No, no, you're not going to lose anything positive when you fast. Fasting can't hurt you. Fasting cannot hurt you. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were asking me about can you fast when you have low blood sugar? Can you fast if you don't have a gallbladder? Can you fast, under certain different conditions? Well, and not to be smart. This is not me trying to play you or be smart. I said, well, replace the word fasting with blinking. Can you blink when you have low blood sugar? Can you blink when you don't have a gallbladder? Can you blink when your blood pressure is high? Yes. That's how natural fasting is. We fast regardless. When you sleep, you're fasting. Fasting cannot hurt you. We can have a misunderstanding of what happens to us when we fast, and we can think it's going to hurt us. That's very true. But that's just ignorance. We just need to learn more about fasting. Fasting can't hurt you. All right, guys, I'm gonna grab another question. Thanks for all the love, by the way, guys. I see all the hearts, and I see you guys. Yo, and I appreciate the super chats too. I know I haven't acknowledged you guys. I'm not ignoring you. I see them. I'm trying to stay as focused as we can. Your thoughts on caffeine? Okay, let's talk about caffeine. Let's talk about coffee. Cheryl, don't kill me. I know Cheryl. She loves the coffee enemas. When I went to go get my colonic done, I talked to the lady at the center about the coffee. They'll add like coffee to your enema or your colonic, and the coffee helps to release the bowels. And I get that. I get that. You can look at a coffee almost like an herb in that sense, where, hey, if it's going to help you release the bowels and you're congested, I can see where that would be a benefit. You don't want to overdo it with the coffee. Just don't. You don't want to overdo it with the caffeine. Caffeine is the number one most abused drug, the number one most abused drug in the world because it's legal. Okay, we don't classify it as a harsh drug like heroin or crack or things like that, or marijuana, which I don't get, but whatever. But it's dangerous. Okay, how do I know caffeine is dangerous? Guys, forget the studies. Forget what the doctors tell you. Okay, forget that. Cut that out. Stop listening to what these PhDs are telling you. This is what I tell you to do all the time. Research for yourself, experience for yourself. Here's why. Because when you know for yourself, no one can tell you any different. No one can lie to you. All right. Drink an energy shot every day. Have a Red Bull every day. Drink a cup of coffee every day. Right? And then stop drinking it. Drink it for 2 weeks straight. 2 weeks straight. Every day. Coffee, Red Bull, energy drink. Coffee, Red Bull, energy drink. Tea. Sodas. And then stop drinking it. And tell me you don't get a headache. Tell me you don't start going through withdrawal symptoms. Tell me you don't start getting jitters. Okay? You start shaking your nerves. My nerves. Why? Why are you going through that? Because you're going through withdrawal. Well, how do you have withdrawal from something that's good for you? Withdrawal is a detox process. All right. So if the caffeine and stuff is so good for you, why are you going through withdrawal when you don't have it? Why do you have caffeine headaches? Why do you have a caffeine headache when you don't have it? Okay, caffeine's a drug, and it's the most abused drug in the world, and it's not good for you. And I'm not telling you guys not to. Listen. I still eat and I still consume things that are not good for me. For you who follow me faithfully, you know that. I've always been honest about that. I never want you guys to think that I'm perfect and I do everything right 100% of the time. That's ridiculous. All right. So what I promote is extreme moderation. Okay. If you drink wine, drink it in extreme moderation. That's what I do. I haven't completely stopped my vices. I have it in extreme moderation. And if you guys watch my more recent liver and gallbladder flush, I talked about how drinking wine tore me up after my body started becoming more sensitive. But guess what? I stopped drinking wine more and more. I mean, I I naturally stopped because it was tearing me up inside. I could feel it. I could feel it punishing my liver. So we can debate. We can debate all day long. Everybody's going to have their opinion, and I'm not going to argue with you guys. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but the reality is that caffeine's not good for you, and that's just based off of experience. You can experience this. Drink caffeine, drink coffee every day. Drink 2, 3 cups, 4 cups a day, and then stop, and then see if you see the withdrawal symptoms. When am I going to open up my wellness center? um, Number one, I need to not have a full-time job, right? I need to not have a full-time job. I need to have money in the bank. I need to be able to sustain myself. So it's not going to be anytime this year, I'll tell you that much. But I do have intentions of doing a wellness center. I have intentions of doing retreats for us. Someone mentioned a retreat earlier today. I have intentions of doing events. I got intentions of doing everything like that. Quickly, since we're on the topic, I will be doing an event in Maryland, okay? In Maryland, in the United States. So for those of you who are out of the country, I'm sorry. My first event, it'll be a convention for a Seventh-day Adventist church. They're doing a convention, and they've invited me to come and speak because they don't have any wellness people on the panel. So that's going to be October 14th. Should be a Sunday, okay? If October 14th isn't a Sunday, then it's the 13th. But I believe it's the 14th, which is a Sunday, this October in Maryland. And I'll have the information. I'll be posting that probably in September or so, or the end of August. It'll be on the website. It'll be on I'll be talking about on the group and stuff. If you guys are nearby, come support. I'm not going to be talking long, but I will have a booth set up, and you guys will be able to meet me and interact with me if you want. So that'll be cool. We're in Maryland. I'm not exactly sure, but it will be. I'll have all that information for you guys. Don't worry about it. It's coming. I won't forget to post that information. But yeah, I mean, I want to do a retreat too. Trust me. All this stuff is in the works. I'm thinking about all this stuff. I want to do all these things. All right. What about athlete's foot fungus? Oh, okay. Let's talk about athlete's foot and fungus. One thing, if you guys have seen Steve's video, right? The one was like an hour long, and we like really dug deep and we got really personal. Steve used to have really bad toe fungus. Now I know this is an athlete's foot, but that doesn't matter. It's stemming from the same issue as the liver. Okay, our bodies will outwardly express what's going on internally. Our skin is a map. Our eyes are a map. Okay, that's why you guys ask me all the time, Chris, why are you still fasting? Why you still go so hard? I still wear glasses, guys. There's people out here teaching you health and wellness, and they're bald and they're overweight and they wear glasses and they don't consider any of those health issues, and they are. Okay, they're not genetic. It's not genetic. My mom had a bald spot in her head. She almost 60 years old. She had a bald spot in her head. Her hair went stark white. And that stuff is starting to reverse. The bald spot is gone, and her hair is starting to turn black again because she started getting healthy again. Okay, don't let these doctors and PhDs tell you that this stuff is genetic and there's nothing you can do about it. All right. So I lost my train of thought. Foot fungus. It's a liver issue. It's a liver. So if I was going to recommend one thing to do, the liver and gallbladder flush by Andreas Moritz would be the one thing I would recommend to do. But fasting helped Steve. Steve never did any flushes before, and his toe fungus started going away. He had that toe fungus since he was 13, I think he said. So it's not random that it started going away when he started getting healthy. Since he was 13, that's important to remember, because a lot of you guys think that you're born with stuff. There's nothing you could do, or you've had it since you were a kid. It's normal. It's nothing you can do about it. That's not true. Okay. That's not true. Even if you're born with something, what you got to realize is if your parents were acidic, okay, if your father's sperm was acidic, if your mother's womb was toxic, remember, let's go back to what I said earlier about how we crave things when we're pregnant and we eat these toxic things when we're pregnant. You're creating a toxic environment for your baby to grow up in. Why would we expect a perfectly healthy baby to come out of a toxic environment that was produced through toxic sperm? Let's be more logical about this, okay? And I'm not blaming any parents or anything like that. It's nothing. I'm not blaming you guys. We didn't know any better. We didn't know any better, but we don't have that excuse anymore. Now you know. So you need to be eating healthy foods. You need to be practicing, 1 meal a day, or intermittent fasting, or juicing, or something like that to get healthy. So when we have our babies don't come out toxic. Your baby can come out with bad eyes. Your baby can come out with skin problems, or your baby can develop them very young from vaccines. And I'm not going to go hard on vaccines. I'm going to leave that there. It's a Facebook Live. I'm not going to go hard, but there's a lot of debate about whether vaccines help or not, and I'm very strongly opposed against vaccines. I've done a couple videos on vaccines. I've researched vaccines. I've researched the research, and if you have not done that, you need to do that. There's people who develop vaccines who think vaccines are okay for their children, but then the doctors won't give the vaccines to their babies, but they'll give them to somebody else's baby, and they'll tell you why you need to have it for your baby, but they won't do it to their babies. Maybe they know something. Maybe they read something that we didn't. Maybe you just need to read more. But vaccines, flu shots. They used to put mercury. I think they still put mercury in the flu shots. They used to put mercury in the vaccines. We all know mercury's a neurotoxin. We all know that, but we take it. We take the shots, and then we say, "Oh, the baby was born with that." No, he wasn't. No, the baby wasn't. And also, every disease can be healed too. By the way, every disease can be healed, right? There's certain things that happen to us, and we've been so chronically diseased for so long that you may not get full restoration, because eventually the body does start to break down. But for the most part, especially if you catch it early enough, every disease can be healed. Don't ever let anybody believe you can't heal something. The body is super dynamic. The regenerative properties of the body are amazing. They're off the chart. You cut off the tip of your finger, it could grow back. If you don't take it to the doctor and they don't do all this crazy stuff to it and stitch it up and burn it, it can grow back. The liver grows back. You cut it. I remember how much you could cut. Quite a bit of the liver out, and it'll grow back. It's like you cut like 2/3 of the liver out. Okay. Don't let people lie to you. Research for yourself. Skin diseases. You familiar with vitiligo? So I can't really give you like specific details about vitiligo, but there's a lot of the teachers out there, who do a lot of the research on the body, like the really in-depth research, the independent research. A lot of them will tell you that the disease comes from one issue. Okay, for Dr. Sebi, it was mucus. For the Detox Now guys, they talk about inflammation. There's another guy who talks about all disease starts in the gut. Depending on who you listen to, you'll hear different things. They're not wrong, even though they all say they're not wrong. These are all things that cause disease in the body. If you have a skin issue, Dr. Saber would say that there's mucus in the skin cells. Mucus is one of the things that protects us. So the reason that you have a large amount of mucus somewhere where it doesn't belong is because that area is highly diseased, right? So with the melanation or pigment issues and things like that, I would think that sunlight would be huge. But I would say that the disease probably starts somewhere deep internally. We're talking probably the gut or the liver, something like that. That's usually where a lot of those types of diseases start. And I'm letting y'all know now. I don't know everything, and I don't know exactly about. It's not something I've researched, so I can't give you a comprehensive answer on that. But I would definitely start with the gut, and I would start with the liver, and I would start with getting proper sunlight. With vitiligo or any skin diseases. Also, getting the proper amount of water and the proper type of water. You may need to flush as well. Flushing will probably be very beneficial as well. And those things are all. This is a good rule of thumb for all diseases, which is why I mentioned them. Okay, should you take your epilepsy medicine when you're fasting? Here's the thing, I'm not a doctor, right? So I can't tell you yes you should or no you shouldn't. All I can tell you is that all medicine is poison. That's all I can tell you. The way medicine works is that it poisons your body and causes you to have a reaction based on the type of poison it is. And that poison may That reaction may give you the guise of relief from something. It may actually save your life. Okay, it could actually save your life. So there's, it's debatable, but I don't really know how you take your medication. But what I would say is, if it's possible for you to reduce it, that would probably be a good thing to look into. If you can find a group or a forum that talks about fasting and epilepsy, that may be good, because ultimately the goal is to get off of the medication, right? And the goal is to heal. So eventually you have to stop taking the medication, and it may be one of those things where you have to step out on faith a little bit. But once you do walk that path, you can help other people. But before you do that, I would do some prep work. You know, if you're getting ready to start a fast and you do some juice, you do some, do a week or two of fruit and juice. That would be a good way to prep before you actually jump into a fast. If you've got a major disease, or if you're taking medication, you're nervous about the medication, start by eating healthy. You don't have to jump straight into a fast. There's levels to this. And later on this summer, I'm going to be putting together a comprehensive a breakdown of pretty much, if you go from being the most unhealthy, perfect person in the world and you want to become healthy, I'm going to break it down step by step how we can do this, and it makes sense, and it be, easy or easier, because you don't have to jump right in. Everybody's not that type that can jump right in face first and succeed. A lot of times we jump in face first and we fail. We end up backtracking. We end up gaining more weight than we lost. Things like that. So there's levels to it, guys. Start by drinking. Water. Cut out everything else except water. Step 2. Step 3, increase more fruit juice, more juicy fruits. Water is the key. Water is the key. Things that have high water content. Okay, stay away from potatoes. When people want to get healthy and things, they tend to want to eat potatoes, and they tend to want to eat a lot of real vegetables. I don't know if I've really gone into this in the videos. There's a difference between what we call vegetables and what are real vegetables. You guys realize that, right? So, for example, a cucumber is a fruit. It is not a vegetable. Squash, zucchini, obviously tomatoes, avocados. These are all fruits. A fruit is the ovary of a plant. Everything else is pretty much a vegetable, the stem, the leaves, and stuff like that. So your lettuce and stuff would be a vegetable. Your celery and your I can't think of the okra. Is okra? Not okra. Yeah, okra is probably a vegetable too, but crap. Asparagus. I love asparagus too, by the way. These are vegetables. Okay, big difference. Big difference between fruits and vegetables. So when I talk about fruits, I'm talking about real fruits. I'm not just talking about what we consider fruits. I'm not talking about the sweet fruits. The savory fruits, the salty fruits, those are vegetables. Those are fruits as well. All right. So when I say, eat fruits, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm including cucumbers, and I'm including, zucchini, and I'm including squash, and I'm including tomatoes, and I'm including avocado and all that stuff. Okay, those are all fruits. Eat fruits, but eat the high water content fruits. All right, slowly, especially if you guys are on insulin and things like that. I know a lot of the diabetics are very afraid of fruits because the doctors have taught you to be afraid of the fruits. You know why? You know why doctors teach you to be afraid of fruits? Because doctors lose money if you start eating fruits and getting healthy. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. Also, there are some doctors who don't know any better. There are some doctors who don't know any better. You guys have to understand where a doctor comes from. You have to understand how much information is crammed into their head in such a short period of time. Okay. And you also need to understand how much nutrition doctors get. They don't get very much nutrition. So, of course, they're going to tell you your diet has nothing to do with it. They haven't learned anything about the diet. They haven't learned anything about nutrition. All right. That's why there's a nutritionist, because the doctors don't learn about nutrition. So you have to go to a completely separate entity to learn about nutrition. What sense does that make? What sense does it make? Think about this system we have. What sense does it make that we have a doctor who is supposed to be healing you and a nutritionist that is supposed to teach you about diet, how come they're not the same person? How come they don't learn the same thing? Okay, you need to think about that. So be careful about taking nutrition advice from a doctor. I'm not gonna say doctors don't know anything. I think we are quick to say that sometimes. Doctors have their place for sure. If you get hit by a bus, you want a doctor. If you get a stab wound, you want a doctor. If you get shot, you want a doctor, right? They have the ability to quickly stop the blood, sew you up, and possibly save your life. So doctors, allopathic medicine has a place in this world. It's not completely, negated. But when we're talking about healing, I personally don't feel like doctors, in a traditional sense, because there are some doctors out there who are now started promoting healthy eating along with their therapies. But in a traditional sense, I don't think they have I don't think they're. I wouldn't use them. I wouldn't trust them. Let's find another question, guys. You got me on a roll. We're an hour 20 minutes in. And I feel like we just started. How long y'all trying to do this for? I'm past my 7 days. When I get off this, I can eat. Maybe I'll eat on camera for you guys. I know you guys would like that. I went to my friend's house the other day, and she has a pear tree and a peach tree, and I got myself a peach and a pear. And I said I was going to break my fast with my peach. So I think maybe I'll do that for you guys for the fun of it. What's an alkaline diet? Talk about water. I already talked about water, Greg. Did you miss it? An alkaline diet. All right. When I speak about it, okay, this is a good question because there's a lot of confusion about alkaline diet. When I speak about an alkaline diet, what I'm talking about is a natural nature. Okay. This is not a hybrid food. Hybrid foods are foods where man has gone in and created a plant that would not otherwise exist. I had a comment about hybrid foods the other day. No, a hybrid food is not a natural plant. It only will exist if man goes in there and manipulates it, okay? You take the root of two plants that would not normally mate, because every plant cannot mate with another plant, okay? Doesn't work that way. So you take two plants that would not normally mate, you splice the root, you bind them with starch, and you create a new plant, all right? This is what a carrot is. So basically what I'm saying when I say I eat an alkaline diet is I'm saying I don't consume hybrids and I don't consume GMOs. If you don't know what a GMO is a genetically modified organism. It does not have to be a fruit. It does not have to be a vegetable. It can be an animal. It can be anything any organism that's genetically modified. So there's a difference between hybrid and GMO. They're two different things. You want to stay away from both. The other thing too about the alkaline diet is there's a difference between organic and natural. Organic does not mean natural. Research it, study, guys, learn, okay? Organic is a standard. It is a standard that the government has put. When something is organic, all it means is that it's not allowed to have a certain amount of pesticide residue. It doesn't mean the pesticides were not used. Also, you need to be very careful with organic because depending on where you're getting it from, you can have an organic apple orchard that is, a mile away from a nuclear power plant or something. Or you can have an organic orchard that's next door to a conventional farmer, right? And so the pesticides and stuff will travel in the air. It'll travel and get on your stuff anyway. Organic's not the end all be all. I'm not telling you to avoid organic, and I'm not telling you to only eat organic. What I'm saying is it's not the end all be all. What we really need is we need to be growing our own fruits and vegetables. That's the only way that you can know what's been used on. That's the end all be all. to grow your own fruits and vegetables, or to get it fresh from nature, from the jungle, or tropical areas. But I don't want you guys to worry about that. All right. Just here's the thing. If you're eating a standard diet and you go to eating fruits and vegetables, you're doing well. Don't beat yourself up because you can't afford organic. Okay. What I have noticed is there's a difference in the taste and the quality of organic versus conventional. When I started eating organic bananas, I was blown away. I was like, wow, these bananas are amazing. Now, key point, bananas, the Cavendish bananas are hybrids. They're hybrids. So when I started eating organic, I was still eating hybrid. So then I found burro bananas, and there's wild bananas, which are natural bananas or closer to a natural banana. So that's a healthier banana for you. Do I think you're a bad person for eating the Cavendish banana? No, I still eat it sometimes. I still eat plantain sometimes. You're not a bad person, but we just need to be informed. I try to reduce how much hybrid stuff I eat. So broccoli was one of my favorite vegetables for a long time. I mean, it still is technically. I love broccoli, but it's a hybrid. So I try to stay away from it. Why? Because the molecular structure of a hybrid vegetable or fruit or animal. Okay, here's a good example. The mule. The mule is a monkey, a donkey, and a horse, right? Mules are sterile. Why are mules sterile? Because nature does not promote hybrid animals, and it doesn't promote hybrid plants. They're typically sterile. That's why a lot of times you can't reproduce these things. Look at the banana. The banana has the seeds. The seeds on a banana. You can't reproduce a banana from those seeds. You can't reproduce a banana from a lot of these hybrid fruits and vegetables. You can't reproduce them. Nature doesn't promote reproducing hybrid creatures. Okay. So you look at ligers and stuff like that. They have heart disease. They have all problems. They got all types of problems. They die off really easy. Nature doesn't promote them. Okay, the molecular structure of these creatures and these organisms is incomplete. When we ingest it, it causes issues with us because we're a natural creature. We need to be eating natural organisms and things like that. That's how we pull the energy out of it. So it causes problems in your body. It's not very hard to understand. It's a man-made thing. It's just like, it's not as the same as eating plastic, but it's just like eating plastic. All right, plastic's not good for you, but we consume it all the time. When they brought margarine out and they were like, yeah, margarine's about butter alternative. Yeah, it is an alternative butter, but they promoted it like it was healthier than butter. It's not. If you're going to eat margarine or butter, eat a natural butter. You know what I mean? If you're going to eat dairy, eat the healthiest dairy you can. If you're going to eat cheese, eat the healthiest cheese you can. Don't eat Velveeta. Velveeta's not real cheese. Velveeta is not real cheese. Stop eating plastic. It's bad for you. It causes the plaque in your intestine. It causes disease. And then you wonder why you have heart disease. You wonder why you have cancer. It's not that hard. Stop eating plastic. Plastic causes cancer. And it has artificial estrogen in it. Let's find another question. I've done 2 liver flushes, a 60-day juice fast, 5-day water fast, raw vegan. Wow. Good job, Stacy. What the heck? Broccoli. Yeah, broccoli's a hybrid. Look, guys, I'm not telling you don't eat broccoli. I'm not telling you don't eat carrots. But think about it. What do they promote in the healthy world? Broccolis, carrots, beans. That's what they tell you to eat. They promote that in the healthy world, don't they? In the mainstream healthy world, they promote broccoli, carrots, beans, grass, wheatgrass, and all these grasses. Stop eating this stuff in large quantities. Think it's going to heal you. It's not. It's bad for you. That's why the nutrition industry promotes it. They put these studies out here to promote these things. Okay? Because it's not helping you. It's not helping you. Now, one thing I will say, if you eat a standard American diet and you go from eating a standard American diet to eating broccoli, kale, carrots, beans, you are going to get healthier. Why? Not because the food is so good for you. It's because you're not eating meat and you're not eating processed chemicals as much. You're not eating cookies and Oreos and dairy and milk and things that are highly toxic. You're eating something that's a little bit more natural. So your body's like, yo, I can process this out a little easier. Okay. But the goal is really to eat natural foods. Eat natural foods. Your body processes that out real easy. Let's find another question. What does water fasting do to you as it relates to sex? Well, I'll tell you my personal experience with water fasting. as men, okay, I can only speak for men, but I know women will have a similar result. As a man, as a child, we get morning wood. Okay, morning wood is just what happens. You wake up, you've got a boner. You're a kid, you don't know what it is. Maybe it's a little uncomfortable. As you become a teenager, you start learning more about what it is, and you're proud of it. You like your morning wood. It's good for you. It feels healthy. Well, what happens is over time, as our bodies start degenerating, we start getting less healthy. We lose our morning wood. Why is that? Because our blood flow is constricted. Well, what constricts our blood flow? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the bull that we eat all the time, the toxic chemicals we're putting in our body, the fat, so the veins and everything start get constricted, they get plaque on it. You don't get proper blood flow, you lose your morning wood. Okay. Now you still may be able to perform, you know what I mean? You still may be able to perform, but man, as you get older, you start needing to take the little blue pill and all these other things. For me personally, I gained my morning wood back. Okay. My erections got harder. I'm sorry, we're talking about sex. We're talking about sex. All right. When you want to talk about sex, let's talk about some sex then. My erections got harder. My ability to control my ejaculation got better. I mean, I don't know. Just everything across the board. Everything across the board. I'm not blowing smoke up. Look, if you have erectile dysfunction, start fasting. Start drinking juice. Do fruit juice. Do a fruit juice cleanse. Start eating fruit. Stop eating ice cream and pizza and stop taking all these toxic chemicals. Stop drinking. See what happens. Just test it. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a PhD. I'm not going to do experiments. I'm not going to have white papers for you. Okay? Just try it. That's what I'm telling you to do. Try it for yourself. There's no harm in trying it. Give yourself a month, guys. Commit to a month when you're doing this stuff, and write the stuff down. Document it and see what happens. See what happens. See if your sex drive doesn't come back. And it ain't going to take a month. It's not going to take a month, but I'm telling you, commit yourself to a month because everybody's got a different situation going on. Commit yourself to a month. See if your sex drive doesn't come back. See if your erections don't get harder. See if, as a woman, if you don't get wetter. See if your if your sperm or your semen doesn't taste different. Okay, you're not going to taste your own, but see if your partner doesn't notice the difference in the taste, the smell. Okay, I'm just being honest. Y'all asking the questions, I'm being honest. The taste is going to change. It's going to be. I went to a doctor back when I was going through all this stuff, and I'm trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Went to the doctor. I said, "Yo, doc, I've had a couple girls tell me that my semen tastes bad." He kind of laughed because I was concerned. I'm like, yo, that's not what's up. Like, don't nobody. I mean, I feel bad. Like, that's terrible. He laughed at me. He's like, man, all guys think that's a problem. It's not a problem. It's common. There's a difference between what's common and what's natural. Okay, I did a video. Look for my video. It's called "What's the difference between what's common and what's natural?" There's a difference. It's a huge difference. What's common is what we experience as a whole because we're in a toxic society. All I can tell you is my semen doesn't taste bad anymore. Okay, now that's not from personal experience. That's just what I've been told. All right, y'all want to talk about sex? We talk about some sex. All right, that's probably enough sex now. I don't care if you say I'm nasty. Let's see. Yeah, it tastes better when you change your diet. Give me another question, guys. If you don't have a purifier, if you don't have a way to purify your water, if you can't afford distilled water, I would say get distilled water. If you can't afford it or something like that, just get some glass jars. Put your water out in the sun. Watch my video about sun energizing your water, solar energizing your water. Oh, electrolytes. Oh, electrolytes. Let's talk about electrolytes. For those of you who have been with me for a while now, electrolytes. It's kind of like when you're a little kid and you say, "Shut up." And your mom's like, "You don't say that word. That's not a good word." That's what electrolytes is. Electrolytes is like saying shut up or you suck as a little kid. I hate that word. Um, Electrolytes is a it's a huge fallacy. All right. Think back. Think back. Okay. Some of you guys who are, 40 years old, you should be able to, 50 years old, 60 years old. Think back to before Gatorade came out. Think back to before Gatorade came out. How often did you hear about electrolytes? Think back. Even think back as me thinking back to when I was a kid. We didn't hear nothing about electrolytes. Only through the Gatorade commercials. Only through the Gatorade commercials did you hear about electrolytes. Now there's all these studies talking about electrolytes. And I'm not saying that electrolytes weren't a thing before Gatorade. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about how much did you hear about electrolytes before Gatorade came out? That's what I'm talking about. Now, if I'm a multi-billion-dollar company and I want to promote my sports drink and I want to make sure that people understand my sports drink is the best sports drink, doesn't it make sense for me to produce some research that tells people that my sports drink is the best sports drink? And why is that? Well, because it has electrolytes in it. It replenishes electrolytes. What's an electrolyte? An electrolyte is something that helps to pretty much make your body conductive. Our bodies are electrical. So we need elements in our body that are conduits for electricity, because the brain sends electrical signals, and the most popular electrolyte is sodium. Okay, sodium, but you can get sodium in so many different things. There's sodium in plants. Salt is not the only form of sodium. Sodium is the electrolyte. It's not salt. So when everybody's telling you to put salt in your water because you need salt, first of all, the body it needs electrolytes, okay? So it is extremely good at managing electrolytes. So how are you going to have an electrolyte balance from a 4-day water fast? How are you going to have electrolyte balance from a two-week water fast? The body needs it. It has to have it. It's got to be able to conduct electricity. The body is very good at managing electrolytes. Where are all the electrolytes going that's in your system currently? Why is the body getting rid of electrolytes? Come on, guys. Like, let's work these things through logically. The body is highly intelligent. You got to stop letting people tell you that the body is stupid and needs help and the body can't figure anything out. Your body is your doctor. Your body is the best doctor you will ever have. No doctor can tell you more about your body than what your body can. Your body is gonna maintain its electrolyte balance naturally. Period. Okay. No, when you drink water a lot and you do a water fast, it's not gonna flush out your electrolytes. And even if it did, the body is so good at compensating, it still wouldn't be a concern. And when you start eating again, guess what? You'll rebuild your electrolytes up because the electrolytes are in everything. You'll get your electrolytes. There's many different electrolytes. People only like talking about sodium. I don't know why. Sodium's the most popular one. Okay, but there's all sorts of electrolytes. There's tons of electrolytes. Okay, you get electrolytes in all sorts of things. I genuinely don't think it's a problem. Now, why do I say that? Where's my proof come from? Okay, yeah, let's talk about what I know. Let's talk about what I've experienced. Number one, I've done 2-week water fast. I've done 10-day water fast. I've done 9-day water fast. I've done multiple water fasts. Okay, 13 days, 14, whatever. All right. I have monitored my brothers doing 20-day water fast, 30-day water fast. I've monitored members of the group doing 40-day water fast, 50-day water fast. And then we've had quite a few people go and get blood work done after they've done their water fast. Okay. So where they used to have a deficiency somewhere, now they don't anymore. Where they had an electrolyte deficiency, now they don't. From doing a water fast. How is that possible? You're not getting water. You're not getting electrolytes from water. You're not getting electrolytes from fasting. So how is it that the deficiency is gone? It's because the electrolytes were already there, but fasting allows your body to cleanse. Fasting allows your body to utilize what's already there. The nutrition is already there. The nutrition is already there. The problem is that your body can't utilize it. Your body is not functioning at 100%. Okay, Terry, you say that fasting alone won't solve obesity. Yes, it will. That's not true. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. That's not true. That's not true. Um, is counseling something that some people can utilize? Yes, absolutely. Support groups. Look at the healthy alternative group. It's a support group. It is a form of counseling. It's a place where people feel that is important. That is important, but it will absolutely heal obesity. Absolutely. As far as food addiction goes, food addiction, which I spoke about earlier, you may have parasites, you may have worms. Those are chemical imbalances, which fasting will absolutely heal. The problem with a lot of people with when it comes to like the food addiction and things like that, you don't fast long enough. You don't fast long enough, and you don't educate yourself so that when you start eating, you're eating the wrong things. So you're really just you're really just look. You know what? If you have an eating addiction, okay, whatever, however you guys define that. If you have an eating addiction, you feel like that's your issue. Fast for 7 days. Before you fast, remove all of the toxic foods in your kitchen. Okay, get rid of all the toxic foods. Fast for 7 days. Replace those toxic foods with fruits, vegetables, nuts, dried fruits, natural grains, and whatever else. And then, if you're going to be addicted to something, whatever, eat that. Terry, I don't know who you're talking to be honest. I don't know if you're talking to somebody in the group or if you're talking to me, but I have monitored so many obese people who have used fasting to heal. It's not even funny. So I don't even know what that is. Hi from the UK. What time is it in the UK? Is fasting for the mentally weak? Mm, no, fasting's not for the mentally weak. Fasting's not for the mentally weak, and that's why I mentioned earlier that there's levels to it and there's steps we can take. We don't have to jump right into pure water fasting, long-term water fasting. There's steps we could take to get a little bit better. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, when you fast and you start being consistent with it, especially you start eating good foods, you lose your cravings. I lost my cravings after my it's like 10, it was like my 10 or 14-day fast. I lost, no, my 13-day fast. I lost my cravings. I lost my cravings for chocolate. I lost my cravings for steak. Because one of the things that I would say is I would never stop eating steak. I lost the craving for it. So it made it a lot easier. How often do you do colonics? Me personally, I only do colonics around my flushes when I do the flushes. Steve mentioned recently during one of his long-term fasts, he did a flush, he did a colonic during the fast, and it helped tremendously. I just wouldn't overdo it with the flushes or the colonics. Um, you know, that area down there will get sensitive if you abuse it. If you're constantly flushing it, if you're constantly taking herbs and you're constantly stimulating your organs and stuff, you just want to be careful. Uh, Rashes. I'm not exactly sure what a candida rash is precisely, but all the rashes you guys are talking about, the keto rash and the detox rash, the candida rash, all those rashes, the thing that you need to understand about the skin is the skin actually will, um, like I said earlier, it will show you what's going on internally. With the rashes and things like that, if you're fasting or if you change your diet, you're eating better, the skin will use the body will use the skin to push out toxins. So the rashes are they're just toxins being released. Now, conversely, if you have acne, let's say you have really, really bad acne, that lets you know how toxic you are. And once again, guys, it doesn't have to just come from food. You could become toxic from any consumption. Think about consumption in general. Okay, when you take a shower, the typical American takes a shower and absorbs 2 cups of water from the shower. Okay, that's how readily your body will absorb water. So it absorbs water, oil, chemicals, powders. Johnson and Johnson got sued not too long ago for having known carcinogenics in their baby powder. In the baby powder, okay, this is what you're putting on your baby's bottom when you're cleaning the babies, man. We gotta be careful. And then we'll say, oh, the baby was born with something. No, the baby was not. You used baby powder, which had a known carcinogenic in it, okay, unbeknownst to you, and the baby developed an issue from it. Okay, Pampers. We got to be careful what we're putting on our babies. The skin will readily absorb stuff. You got to be very careful about that. Healthy recipes. All right, good. Check this out. When I do food videos, it's very hard because I don't have like a cameraman and stuff. So I have to ask somebody, and it's a whole big ordeal. One of the things, back to Patreon, that I plan on doing when the Patreon gets to a certain amount, I'm gonna get a small production team. I'll be doing more videos. I'm gonna be doing a more professional videos, and I'll be doing more healthy recipes and stuff like that. I'm not a chef. I'm not a cook. Okay, but I have learned how to cook during this process, and it's made cooking fun, and it's made making up new recipes fun for me. And I will be sharing those with you guys as we, in the future. Like I said, I've been working on an ice cream deal. Soon I'll be coming out with the ice cream. That's exciting for me. And this is the cool thing about the ice cream. You'll be able to eat the ice cream every single day if you want. That's how healthy the ice cream will be. There's nothing wrong with eating sweet things. Guess what? Breast milk from a healthy mother is sweet. Fruit, our natural food, a lot of them are sweet. Okay, we are attracted to sweet things. That's why sugar is such an addiction for us. The refined sugars, the white sugars, the bad sugars. That's why it's so much trouble for us, is because we are naturally attracted to sweet things. We're supposed to eat sweet things. We are supposed to live pleasurable lives. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to. Why eat things that you don't like? That doesn't make sense. We just need to eat healthy versions of the things we like. That's all. I will definitely be doing more recipes. Don't worry. And one of the products I have coming out, I will have some recipes coming out. It's not going to be a cookbook, but I'll have some recipes coming out. Your taste buds cleanse. Yep. When you fast and stuff, your taste buds gets cleansed. That helps you a lot. Let's see. It's called a tripod, Chris. Hey. Listen. My webcam is attached to the laptop, and it's going to shake, and then I'm going to get excited. This is how I decided to do it. I'm comfortable. Leave me alone. Let's see. Oh, okay. Has my eyesight improved? Yes, my eyesight has improved. The summer therapies, one of the big things I wanted to do with the summer therapies is increase my eyesight. Before I started eating well and doing all these things and paying attention to my eyesight and stuff, obviously my eyes weren't really getting worse, but they weren't getting better. Recently, what I've noticed is a distinction between my vision in the morning and my vision at night after I've been wearing my glasses all day. So what I've noticed is my vision is clearer in the morning than it is at night, which means that my eyes are getting tired during the day from all the strain and everything, which ultimately was causing the problems. The glasses are a crutch. So one of the things I'm really excited about is when I stop working and I don't have to wear my glasses every day. And the reason I'm wearing my glasses now is because I wouldn't be able to see the chat. Otherwise, I wouldn't be wearing my glasses right now. But yes, my eyesight has improved. My vision is fairly poor, so it was really hard for me to see improvements. But noticing improvement is huge for me because I haven't been able to actually notice improvement up until recently. So I'm really excited about that. Like I went to the eye doctor, and my prescription, I was able to get a lesser prescription, which is improvement. But I tend to find that the eye doctors will give you a stronger prescription than what you need in the first place. So, yeah, I'm definitely, especially once I stop working, I'll be able to go a little bit harder and be more consistent on my eyes and give you guys some solid information. Because when it comes to my eyes, there's a lot of information out there. It's hard to find people who have really poor eyesight like mine and have done anything to heal their eyes in any short period of time. There's one guy who talks about it took him 3 to 5 years, and it's like that just sounds too long. That doesn't sound right to me. So I'm looking for a way to heal my eyes a little bit more rapidly than that. And when I figure that out, trust me, you guys will be the first to know. But it is getting better. Steve also noticed that his eyesight has gotten better from his 30-day fast. And I don't want to go too much. Yo, next Sunday, we should be having Steve's video up. So be looking out for that, guys. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a huge video. Steve has noticed a lot. His transformation in the past 30 days has been phenomenal. I'm telling you, it touched me at my soul. Like, it made my day when he showed me his pictures and I heard his numbers and I heard about the things he's experienced. So be looking out for that. That's great. Yeah, I'll be doing a video on my eyes later on this summer. I'll do an update video. Yes, fasting can help nerve damage, definitely, for sure. Fasting can help anything. Fasting is not a magic bullet, though. So what does that mean? It means that while fasting does have the ability to heal you, you need to be changing the way you eat. You need to be changing the consumption, right? You need to be changing the products that you're using. Start being cognizant of the products you're using. Read the labels. There's a lot of products out there that have chemicals in there that are cancer causing. Okay, getting the organic products and things like that helps a lot, but it's also a lot better just make stuff yourself. Making things yourself is not as hard as you think. Oh, also, one of the things I noticed is that you may have heard I've stopped using deodorant. I have said it a few times, and I'll be going into more detail in a later video. But I stopped using deodorant a long time ago just to test to see if I needed deodorant, and it wasn't very long before I realized I didn't need deodorant. I was using it out of habit. You know, as you start getting healthier and you start detoxing and you start getting to a level of health, you don't need deodorant anymore. Your body is not supposed to stink like that. Okay. BO is not a natural smell. It is a toxic smell, right? Think about babies. Babies have this beautiful, just soft smell. And everybody loves the smell of a baby. That is how we should naturally smell. All right. So I work outside in 100-degree weather. You know, I'm wearing gear. You know, I'm doing all these things, working out in the sun. I sweat. And my funk is minimal. It's so minimal. It's to the point where it's just not. It's not. You can't even notice it. It's just not there. I mean, it's there, but it's pretty much not there. What I did notice is when I start fasting, whether it's juice fasting or water fasting, the smell increases. Why? Because I'm detoxing heavier. So when I start fasting and I'm working close to people, I will put a little deodorant on, a little bit, and it's an organic deodorant that I get from a local shop. But you can also make some. Yeah, sun gazing is something that I'm going to be doing consistently when I don't have my job anymore. I haven't been able to do it. I've been working long hours. I've been going in early, so I haven't really been able to do it. And I want to do it and be consistent, but I am going to be getting into some sun gazing. Yep, limes under the underarms. I heard works really well, and that's something you can use in the place of deodorant. But you guys get healthy, and you won't even need to use the limes. I don't take supplements in general. Okay, I definitely don't take them while I'm fasting. If you're going to take a supplement while you're fasting, you get a whole vitamin. Okay, all that means is that it's natural. It's a herb that they've crushed up and they put in a pill form. That's it. Okay, take whole vitamins. Have I noticed the way deodorant is a notice? Yeah, I don't have to wear nearly as much deodorant. Most of the times I don't wear it at all. Have I thought about getting a degree in health? No, because I don't trust the educational system. So, and I don't need a degree. I don't need paper to validate me and my experiences. That's what makes look. There are doctors after doctors after doctors on YouTube, and I look at it and I'm like, man, their audience, they're just everyone's brainwashed. Everyone's just repeating the same thing. Okay, it's guys like me who are out there who are saying different things that are gaining traction because what we're talking about is working. Forget what's clinically proven. Okay, forget what's clinically proven. Forget what somebody with some paper and a PhD in letters are telling you. What works? What works and what doesn't work? What works consistently amongst all people? Fasting works consistently amongst all people. Eating healthy works consistently amongst all people. Now, like I said earlier, you might start having detox symptoms and you might feel like it's making you sick because you don't understand, but that doesn't mean it's not working. Okay, you just don't understand. What's my stance on marijuana? I don't have a problem with marijuana. My problem is with the hybridization of marijuana. just like the hybridization of any natural plant or fruit. Okay, it has the same problems as anything else. All right, you guys want to stay away from hybridized marijuana. You want Reggie, you want regular marijuana. That might be hard to find. It might be something you have to grow yourself, but you don't all these different weeds, the Khalif Kush and purple haze and all this stuff. You want to stay away from that. Will fasting help with memory? Yeah, I'm an honest person. I have not noticed any significant increase in my memory. That could just be because I don't have a bad memory. One of the things that I do frequently is I misplace things, and I've always been like that. I've always done that. And that I mean, I don't know what causes that, and I don't know if that's attributed to memory per se, but I have not seen any significant difference in my ability to misplace things. I'm very good at misplacing things. That could just be my attention to detail. I don't pay attention. I don't know. My thoughts on the pineal gland and things like that. I got really heavy into the decalcifying. I'm getting tired. Decalcifying my third eye when I very first started this health journey, and it's something that's still important to me. I think that it's something we should all learn about. If you guys aren't familiar, you have an eye in the middle of your brain. It has rising cones. It sits in water, and it points up, and it receives energy. It's like it's an eye that sees energetically. If you think about children are more connected to the spiritual realm or the energetic realm because they haven't had the opportunity to have their pineal gland calcified. And so I do definitely believe that, through eating healthy and drinking the proper water, it's one of the reasons I got into distilled water. It helps decalcify the pineal gland, and of course that improves your wellness on every single level throughout your entire body. So that's always good. All right, guys, I'm gonna get ready to get this peach. Okay, Ashley, chill out. I'm gonna get the peach. Okay, it's about 11. At 11 o'clock, I'm gonna eat the peach. We got 2 minutes. I'm gonna eat the peach in 2 minutes, and we're gonna sign off. We've been doing this for about 2 hours now. I really appreciate you guys coming out. You showed up big time, so that let me know that I definitely need to do this again on a more regular basis. It's crazy how people always end up arguing in the chat when people do lives. Don't argue with each other, guys. Uplift each other. Oh, see, I could have had it. I could have had it sitting up here the whole time, and I wouldn't need a tripod. But I didn't want it to sit up here. I didn't want it sitting up here because I didn't want it. All right. So let's recap. Grab your shirts. Okay, get your healthy alternative shirts from Spreadshirt. The link is going to be in this video as well as any other video. I've got other shirts on Teespring. They're a little bit cheaper, but they don't have as much variety on there. You can find the links for Teespring underneath any video. The Teespring shop is there. Make sure you grab your bracelets. I got 2 different sizes, 2 different colors. I got silver and gold, and I've got 7-inch and I got 7.5-inch bracelets. If your wrist is too big for the 7.5-inch bracelet, I already decided I'm not going to make a whole bunch of different sizes. It's just too much extra work. So I picked a standard size. But listen, you guys can definitely lose the weight and you will shrink your wrist. Ask Steve. Ask Steve. He used to not be able to wear bracelets. All right. Grab a bracelet, guys. I really appreciate the support. Grab a bracelet. These are beautiful. They're semi-precious stones. I had the amber imported from the United Kingdom, and I had the Kingstone imported from Indonesia. Please support me on those. I put a lot of work and effort into those. I spent a lot of money into those, and it's just to help sustain me because I don't want to charge people for the health information. It's 11 o'clock. I got 2 peaches here. Okay, this is clay. She said she put clay on it to protect it or something. This one doesn't have as much clay. This one's a little bruised. Look, this is how your fruit's supposed to look. It's not. You know what? I don't even care. I'm not worried. I ain't worried about germs. Guys, I'm about to eat this peach and break my fast for you. This is your wrist shrunk. Let's see how this fresh peach tastes. Wow, there's hair on my peach. Yo, why you fuzzy? This is so dope. It's so dope to be able to eat a chemical-free peach. No dyes, no additives. My mouth is all juicy right now. mm. Oh my goodness. It's so hard to find a peach at the store that like tastes good. It's just it's I don't know. It's really really hard. So I know where she lives. I'm gonna be stopping by and picking peaches off her tree while she's not home. By the way, guys, this is how you want to break your fast. Okay? Juicy fruit. That's the goal. That's the key to breaking your fast. Juicy fruit. Don't break your fast with vegetables. We talked about vegetables earlier. Don't break your fast with vegetables. Fruit juice, juicy fruits. Give yourself a couple days, depending on how long you've been fasting. Give yourself a few days to get used to eating. Come get your peaches. What? Wild honey, what are you talking about? All right, guys. I hope you enjoy. John, what are you laughing at? Are you laughing at Wild Honey? I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah. 2 hours. John, come on downstairs real quick so people can see you. They've been asking about you. All right. John's gonna come down. Don't break your fast with sardines, man. Break your fast with fruit. Okay? Here comes John. He's gonna say hi to y'all. I did a 7-day fast. John's beard is growing back, so that's good. We're all happy about that.
I look like a college student now instead of a elementary school.
You look like a college student who's like he lives out of his van and he skateboards everywhere.
That's how I get to class. I live out the van. I have all my T-shirts hung up on the thing in the trunk.
The beard's barely back. I think there are. Right, he looks like a surfer dude.
With my wild hair.
Yeah. The bracelets are $18.
Thank you. Somebody said nice arms. It's Sherry.
I got nice arms. You know what I'm saying? I'm 160 pounds, but I got some muscles.
I'm about to get back down to my competition weight. Oh, thank you. The youth is good. The youth is good, guys. You know, you get young, or you start fasting and you just whatever. You just look younger.
Look younger, feel younger.
I'm 30, but you wouldn't guess that. You know, so when I'm 40, when I'm 30, and I looked like I was 15 when I shaved my beard off. So when I'm 40, I shave my beard off. I probably look like 20. So, you know, by the time I'm 60, maybe I'll actually look 30.
Yeah. I think if you guys are around long enough, in 5 or 10 years, you'll get to see me be 40 years old, and I'll look the same. I'm 33 right now, so 8 years, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I look normal again.
Push-up challenge.
How
You
many
know,
you want?
Sherry, how many push-ups you want?
Listen,
Cherie?
thank you. Y'all are so nice. I appreciate it. I had on a nicer shirt earlier because I went to a movie to see The Equalizer. It was dope.
I need to see The Equalizer.
Oh yeah, Denzel's in there doing.
And he's fat too.
Yeah, you can tell he's been eating good. At
Denzel,
home.
lose some weight, man. Come holler at me, man.
He's been.
I want you to get healthy, Denzel.
But he still look young. I think Denzel's like 70.
Is he?
I think.
I'd be surprised if he was.
I think he's. Nah, that's not. That's Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah,
though.
Sylvester is old. He's old. He looks a little wrinkly. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you supporting, grabbing them shirts, grabbing them bracelets. I see the orders coming in. I see them. I guess we gotta end this, guys. We gotta end this.
Yeah, we can't
Okay?
just be.
We can't just be
Shooting
your
breeze.
gallbladder. Your gallbladder hurts.
Anybody?
Round. Okay, we got 4 minutes left. We're gonna do a lightning round. Go ahead, throw some questions at John.
Any off the earth? I don't know where she's at.
Show your abs. Who said we had abs?
I used to have abs.
Y'all want to see my stomach? After I'm 160 pounds. I don't have no abs because I don't work out. My stomach is just flat.
John, did you ever get cramps? No. Cramps from no, I didn't get cramps.
My stomach's just flat.
How's your fast?
I don't have
on?
no abs.
I
got
ended my
ribs.
fast. Y'all remember? Because I was just like, I don't want to do this 40-day anymore.
Y'all see them ribs?
He got ribs though.
I got some ribs. I don't have no abs.
Who does your hair? My lactician that I got the keto diet after the water fast. I don't do keto. I don't even something about not eating carbs. You know, I just eat. I eat a lot of fruit. pH of water. I just drink sun water or just distilled water. I don't really.
If you're getting your birth control thing removed, I would go ahead and drink water.
John, so your stomach.
Stay away from the.
My abs aren't here right now. Okay.
Stay away from the meds as much as you can.
It's kind of flat.
John hasn't fully adapted that alkaline eating lifestyle. So
yeah. So the abs that I had before, I ate pizza for a while, then the abs went away.
Them pizzas and them wings.
Yeah, but it's okay because I'm back in the gym and I'm only a few pounds away from when my abs show like really, really well. So
1 meal a day is amazing. It's amazing. Definitely do 1 meal a day. You don't have to be as specific about what you eat when you do 1 meal a day.
When I started my locks, I was only at 8, not 10 months of growth. So my locks were like, when I started them, they were like this long after all the curling, but now they're this long.
I did a 7-day fast, and John charges $60 an hour for training.
50.
Okay, 50. What do you want to see? Hypertension? Oh, you want to reduce hypertension? Fast.
I did.
That's what John did.
I had high blood pressure. I had diabetes. What else did I have? Oh, erectile dysfunction. I was obese at AF.
Yep. He had joint problems and tendonitis and stuff like that.
So you got a bunch of beautiful mermaids. Thank you. I've always wanted to be a mermaid.
A mermaid? No, I wasn't afraid. No one's afraid of dying of a 40-day fast. We understand fasting. Fasting can't hurt you. It's like blinking. It's like saying, will you die from blinking for 40 days?
Yeah, pizza ate the abs for sure. There's a good pizza place at this gas station down the street. Terribly delicious, but terrible.
I do consultations. Guys, go check out the website. Okay, www.thealternative.org. Check out the website. Consultations on there. You'll get the information. Holla at me.
Fun unknown fact about Chris. I don't like pressure. I can't. It just goes away. It's crazy.
All right, guys, we're out of time.
Right. Lightning round's over.
Lightning round's over.
Sorry if I missed your question. The chat is really small and
it moves really fast.
It moves really quick.
If you would have put a super chat in there, we would have seen it. See?
That's true.
See what I'm saying?
That's true.
Too late now.
Too late.
All right, can you slide into our Wild Honey? You
look. I'm single, so. But you gotta be healthy. We gotta be healthy. You gotta be okay with fasting. You gotta be healthy.
Listen, I'm single, and it's gonna take a lot to get my attention. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission right now. I'm focused. Boosted or whatever. And it, like for me, I get to see it. It's real big and it.
Attention grabber.
All right, guys. Good night. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody coming out. Share the videos. 2 hours long. Peace.